Hey, Sonic and friends, and Multi. I sure hope your evening's going well, 'cause it's about to get a whole lot better. Once again, I'm going to be going over this subject again. Dozens of you who view this, who are fans of this person, will very likely reprimand me for making this. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be making this regardless of what y'all say about me. If any of you think I enjoy doing this, and am doing this for attention, you're wrong. I'm not happy to be making this at all. In fact, the reason why I made the first one was so I could get some stress off my chest. But the previous one, as well as this one, is being posted due to all the backlash and bullying I've been receiving. I will be honest, in some cases, not all, but some, I probably will make videos on this subject because I miss Multi's family, and other times mainly I'll be making these on account of how many people want to bully or gaslight me and shit. They even get on my friend Joseph for defending me, and to those who have had the nerve to belittle me for assuming I was bullying Multi, I will tag your names in the description. I will keep your comments enabled for about 30 minutes, long enough for you guys to get notified, but I will mute them in case they get any funny ideas of trying to provoke me again. I will only mute the users who have provoked me before, but I will keep all other comments enabled. But anyway, yes, once again, I'm going to be doing this. Nick, like what you said at the end of your comment thread last time, yes, I did think long and hard before deciding to upload this. You can rebuke that statement all you want. My answer to your answer has still not changed, nor will it ever change. Another thing I want you to know is no, I did not fucking take down our conversation in the first video I uploaded about this. YouTube did that. YouTube can be very sensitive sometimes. I don't know why they take shit down, regardless if it goes against guidelines or not. I just wanted to make that known to you in case you were going to bring it up again. Last video I made on this subject has been used against me numerous times, particularly by one man who calls himself Sonic and Friends 13. Those who follow him, he has a knack for those who follow him, he has a knack for uploading nothing but negative content on his channel. While I do respect his right to do so, since a lot of those people, excluding me, are bad, but at the same time, I'm beginning to sense that his need to always play the internet cop may be taking a toll on him and make him feel like he can't trust anyone. He doesn't upload any other content besides videos or posts about exposing people. While, again, he has every right to do so and should continue to do it, I simply told him he needs to take a break once in a while. I mean, he won't admit it. By the time he sees this video and comments, he'll very likely toss all of the bright sides of things I bring up aside and say nothing but bad stuff about me. But however he sees me in his deluded eyes, he needs to understand that I do have standards, and so do you, Multi. However, neither you nor him even acknowledge that I don't do this shit on a regular basis. I don't regularly criticize YouTubers. In fact, I almost never do this. I got plenty of other stuff to do. If you look on my channel, I make other videos too. And when I said that Sonic and Friends should make more positive videos on his channel once in a while, it was to help with his well-being. Like for him to do live streams, go on VR chat, make stupid YouTube poops, reaction videos, whatever. I simply said that if he tried something different on his channel once in a while, maybe he won't be so resentful of people 24/7 and take a day off from his self-appointed police work and only worry about the scum that actually deserve to be exposed. Also, Sonic and Friends, I'm also making this because half of the shit you said about me in your latest short is downright bullshit. He uploaded a video about me which was approximately 50% inaccurate. He says that he says that I am cold-hearted and that I don't care for children's safety. He calls me scum, and he keeps jumping to conclusions about me and my friends and doesn't bother to look at the context of our argument. He even belittled Joseph for defending me. Of course he's going to defend me. He's my friend. Joseph did finally manage to shut him up since he hasn't responded in a while, but not before he posted a 50% exaggerated video about me. And unlike you, Multi, he says that I admitted my lies. Correction, I only admitted that I exaggerated with a sarcastic statement saying, "You guys killed off Boom Sonic and now Multi's family," and I asked if you have a habit for ruining character relationships. That was said sarcastically. Multiverse Sonic didn't understand it at first, so I had to tell him that I fully know that it was because Blake hated Boom Sonic and because Blake and Brenna left the AU, and I just had to clarify that I only said that because I was mad. So, Sonic and friends, get this through your fucking head and stop calling me a criminal. I'm nothing like those other pricks you speak of. In fact, I'm already dealing with a criminal right now. If you look at my latest video, I already had one of my friends call the cops on someone who is rumored to have bullied a respected YouTuber to suicide. And I've even heard that he's a fucking pedo as well. So do not think that I do not care about the safety of other children on the internet. This guy also has come into my comment sections about my video and has started to mock me as well. He said that he intends to steal my art. In fact, I was told he does that to anybody who opposes him. And another thing, the reason why I said I didn't regret making that video last time was because while it brings me no pleasure in making these kind of videos, they are the only way I can really feel better and improve my well-being. If this helps me get stress off my chest, then I'm going to very much do it. And I'm sure if you understand, mentally speaking, it's more unhealthy to hold your anger back than it is to let it out. I have dozens of friends on servers who need to vent in order to help themselves feel better and get through their meltdowns. So in my defense, if I regardless if I expect to actually get through to Multi or not, I'm going to do what I need to do. And another thing you should know, who that one taunt you made about me when assuming I ran off like a scared child instead of replying to Multi, the reason why I didn't respond was because I couldn't. Like when I mentioned that YouTube took down me and Multi's comments in the first video about this, either YouTube for some reason was not letting me respond, sometimes it fucking does its own thing, or Multi muted me or something. I don't know what the hell YouTube gets up to. But anyway, let's get back to what I mentioned earlier. Multiverse Sonic, I'm glad of you acknowledging that you didn't mean it sarcastically when you appreciated me admitting that that I exaggerated about the fact in my first video because I was pissed off. However, unlike you, Sonic and friends never returned your affection, nor did any of your annoying asshole followers. They continue to use it against me. And another thing, Sonic and friends, or whatever the hell you like to call yourself, I honestly wouldn't be giving a majority of my 2 cents to you if you had just kept your mouth shut. You don't come attacking me with your slanders, and maybe I'll stay out of your business. Now as for you, Nick, One thing I will say is, I'll be willing to drop the Flame King shit if you go to him right now, like you said. You're willing you're willing to try and make amends with him if he did express something. Ask him what it was you said to him that got him all upset and see if he even bothers to respond. You do that and I'll drop it. I won't even bring up his name again. If you don't, then perhaps I'll start getting on you about Brenna Okazaki. I know you cut ties with her because she defended Blake. In case you aren't aware, she almost died. She had numerous hospital surgeries till she finally recovered. I know her boyfriend Blake is an absolute prick. We both have our experiences with his arrogance, but I don't think Brenna. But don't you think Brenna at least deserves some sympathy from you? On second thought, you probably should if you haven't done it yet. You should say something like, I'm sorry you had to go through that, and while we still can't be friends, I'm very glad you're alright. See? Simple. You better not brush this one off like you did with all my other excuses, 'cause I would take that as more than just disrespectful, downright despicable. Please do not make that please do not make me make that mandatory too. Now let me cover up on a few things you said from your last comments. While I disabled them, I screenshotted them before doing so. I'll display them up on the screen ju- just in case. Although I think I already covered a few of them. Let's see. 1 minute 49. I don't think that one's important. 2 minutes 10. I most certainly covered that one. 4 minutes 8. I'm not going to argue with that statement. 4 minutes 14. I've already explained countless times that I've been in his shoes, which is the main reason I take his word for it. You can yell at me for it later. How's that? Or you'll most likely put everything together and get it out of the way like you did last time, in which case I'll read it as soon as I feel like doing so. 5 minutes 33. There's more denial of Flame King's statement. Ah, there we go. I think right here is a good spot for me to start. Blake's fan base had nothing to do with me, and that Sonic and Friends guy said your friend Joseph doesn't care what he does, what you do. So with that logic, I didn't care what Blake did. I'm just gonna take a quick assumption. Back when Blake was still your friend, how many people did he and Brenna ban? Not sure on account of not caring if you would happen to know or not, but when either he banned or bullied people and was being an absolute jerk, did you never once said to Blake, even like off camera, back when you guys did live streams or VR chat videos, did you ever like tell him to watch his attitude or get along with your other friends or something like that? And did he often ignore you on that? I know he did the same to Fleetway Supersonic, aka Uni or Gray, which she said he was creeping her out, and even said that she once had feelings for him too. That that is, if you said that in your stream. I think you did, but I can't remember. Also, yes, I am fully aware that Fleetway is a pedophile as well, and I as well have had my fair share of drama with her too. She makes a video about how bad Blake is, when yet she herself is in no way any better. However, unlike Blake, who stayed in the dark, I actually managed to get an apology from Fleetway for treating me like shit. Well, her friend actually apologized for her, saying that she was wrong to let her followers bully me when I was just sternly stating that I wanted to make amends with her and had already apologized countless times. And her friend even has the nerve to tell me to be mad at her, not Uni, and if anybody is a piece of shit, it's her, not Uni. It's just crazy. And just like Blake, this was before I found out she was a pedophile as well. And it's a very shocking coincidence. It may not even be a coincidence if I've experienced the same thing twice. It might just be one big damn conspiracy. That or then again, I just might be taking this too hard. But let's get back to you. I've already gone off topic long enough. I already covered 7 minutes 3 and 18 minutes 15. For your comment on 9 minutes 40, I'm sorry, but I'm still repudiating that regardless of how much you disagree. I have no intention of abandoning that stance entirely, and shall continue to double down on it. And you're right, there is nothing I can do about it, but you definitely can. But before you chime in, as I've said before, no, I don't actually expect to get through to you. I would honestly be surprised if I did. Also, you telling me to watch the old videos if I missed them so much, how the fuck is that supposed to help me feel better? Seriously, that's more of a taunt than a reassurance. I'm sure you and the rest of the fuck faces who support you are all familiar with taunting and provoking, much too familiar with it, especially the dickwad who keeps saying whoomp whoomp in his sentences and displaying his emojis to show how sadistic he is. Now, before I get to the other ones, let's skip ahead to 14 minutes 45. Okay, maybe in your perspective, I'm acting like a child. Most autistic men aren't the most mature, but I think for the whole ordeal, I was probably acting more like a mother who's seeking justice for their kids who were murdered, or a friend or partner seeking justice for their companion, and will stop at nothing until justice is served. Yeah, I'm sorry if I happen to get all Mel Gibson on things, and you've most likely seen how his characters can be when he feels wrong or determined. Only I never resort to violence, only strong disagreements. I just get defensive is all. I've also never really been good at taking hints. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. It's nothing I can control, at least not by myself, and you can like it or not. As for me reflecting your statement that I need to respect your choice, and I responded, I need what I say I need, it was to tell you that if I need to do this to help improve my well-being, I'm going to do this. Alright, 12 minutes 50. Here's something else you should know. By the look of this response, it sounds like you were correcting my statement. I want you to know that I wasn't denying any of it at all. I was saying that as a firm statement, like when someone says, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, or that's not a request, that was an order. I was not at all denying giving that mandatory approach, if that's what you thought I was doing. Okay, now for 14 minutes 30, you got quite a few things mixed up. Your response wasn't supposed to guilt trip me, it was supposed to make me understand what I'm doing is wrong. Dude, trying to get somebody to see that their actions are wrong is exactly the same thing as guilt tripping. It's like the full definition of it. I asked if being a true fan of yours was supposed to guilt trip me because I was not swayed by the statement at all, and was being sarcastic when I asked it. Also, you are such a retard. I was not at all saying that true fans should be demanding content and shit from you. Seriously, was I not clear? What did I say? Did you hear what I said? I sure heard what I said, 'cause I was standing there when I said it. If you remember correctly, I said, do you think I would be making this video if I still gave a shit about being a fan of you. That was supposed to be very obvious that I'm not a fan. Not anymore, anyway. Or I just don't give a shit if you think I am or not. Also, I do have an answer for your question there. No, I am not okay. Especially not after all the bullshit and slander Sonic and friends put me through. He's the one who should go fuck himself, not me. Like seriously. He as well as everybody else are like comparing me to some psychopathic anime or manga villain or something. My god. Okay, now, what the fuck? I have so much against this one at 15 at 15 minutes and 1 second, especially at the last part because you said something absolutely similar and off topic. And when I add an example to that, you then completely toss it aside and avoid it altogether. Let me tell you that when you brought up the YouTubers Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and whoever the third guy was, I hardly gave a shit at all. Not like not like you weren't aware of that, but yet co- I still counteracted your example with my own. I really do not find it fair for you to say that you give no shits and completely divert the topic instead of counteracting it with another. Cause, cause I didn't give a shit about your answer, and I could have simply ignored it, yet I bothered to answer anyway. I think you should do the same, as well as acknowledging the fact that I don't do this shit on a regular basis. Yes. You killed off Brandy, Metal, and Dodger like what, almost 2 years ago? Can't you even acknowledge that I've kept it together for over a year before speaking out, and I left you alone for like 8 months? How how many how many how many non-hint takers can say that? That someone really dishonorable would not leave someone alone for that long, and definitely for less than a week. Also, I have not kept this a secret from anybody. I've told my closest friends who have told me that I need to keep it together, and some have even understood my case. I even told some of my coworkers I get along with too about this. One of my friends, after explaining it actually kind of agreed with me. He's like, "Yeah, man, bring back the family, and all that." I even said it's like, yeah, I know he's a bad guy, but yeah, I do happen to like R. Kelly's songs, despite that he's in jail for a pretty serious crime. And the other guy's like, it's okay, dude. Fuck what he did. I still like his songs. And no, don't take it on the wrong way on that statement. Yes, yes, he's a bad dude, but I still like his songs. Just like with the original Charlie Brown Christmas I mentioned earlier in my previous video, that I still watch it with my grandma, despite that Charlie Brown's original voice actor was pretty bad himself. I did see his court video. Okay, and at 16 minutes and 10 seconds, I think I'm even less afraid of you than I was earlier. Now, that is a taunt, by the way. If you don't expect me If you don't expect me to be afraid of you, then why do you honestly persist on trying to talk me out of doing this, as well as even talking to me at all? Well, when we both know damn well that that's not going to happen. You can always ignore me, you know. Finally, I'll once again go over what you said here at 18 minutes and 12 seconds. I did think long and hard before making this. I thought about it for 8.5 months, and the only conclusion was that I'm not going to feel better until I do. Unlike Sonic and Friends, I give a shit about my well being. In fact, like, if it makes you feel better, 75% of this video is being made because of him. Now, now don't toss this aside this time. Unlike you, in your one stream, I kept my composure throughout this video. I even waited till I calmed down to do it. I have my dog sitting in my lap with me right now as well to help keep me calm. But in your stream, I don't think you even had any composure at all whatsoever. You were absolutely losing your shit. And I even heard stuff being thrown and banged around or across the room. Like, was that your drum set or something? Seriously, this is what you sounded like. And and then and then I have to go and be like,
dude, chill out. You're screaming like a friggin' maniac.
Like I said before, you shouldn't be doing that on camera. Before you say anything, no, I'm not saying you shouldn't get mad at all, since you had every reason to do so, on account of Blake, but you certainly shouldn't yell and scream like a maniac, at least not out of character. Or, at, at least out of character. You can do that while in character or doing your Super Saiyan role plays, but not in real life or on streams for everyone to hear. If you need to scream, turn off your camera or go outside and do it before you come back to resume your stream. Or if you happen to do it on stream uncontrollably or unintentionally, cut it out of the video. My god. And not to take assumptions or anything, but I'm just curious. Was I the reason you made that stream in the first place? Because was it because I brought up brandy and metal? Or was that before I made my first video? I can't really remember. And will this result in another one? I don't know. I do hope this won't affect your evening or ruin your focus at work. And last thing I want to say on this is, Multi, I really wish it wasn't you I was making this video for. Really, I do. I wish it was anyone other than you. But yes, as you can tell, I do have issues. And if venting about this is what's going to take to help my well-being, I'm going to gladly do it. And if none of you can understand that, then you're all pricks. And also, I haven't been able to see my therapist lately on account of her being on maternity leave, but I will be seeing her tomorrow. And by the time I get this video out, I better not receive any more scathing responses from your fans. I'm fine with being reprimanded or told I'm acting like a child, but I don't take kindly to scorning or being told I'm a criminal. And if anybody happens to show any sympathy or defend me, I certainly hope you won't berate them for that either.